Hey you guys, it's me Kiana coming at you today, and I'm coming at you giving you a real talk video. Um, some of you guys won't be able to relate to this video. Some of you will be able to relate, but you're not going to say anything. Some of you will use this video to pick apart. We already know the type of people that we're dealing with, and who to expect it from, pretty much. Um, and some of you just this will be new and refreshing to you, to just hear someone say this. But we have to understand that when we hear people share, they're sharing their thoughts and experiences, but it may differ from yours. And that's okay. Because just because my thoughts may be different from you doesn't make it wrong or right. It just makes it different. So that's all I simply do. I'm sharing my thoughts, my feelings. Doesn't make it something that you would do, doesn't make it something that you believe in, doesn't make it something that you actively would do in your own life. But after all, we're not discussing your life, we're discussing mine. So just bear with me and let me just explain and to give you insight into my mindset. Okay? So, um, I'm doing this video because I know that people have expectations of you. Sometimes people have expectations of your when you've had weight loss surgery, or when you're saying, when you're finally out of your mouth verbalize that you want to lose weight, even if that you verbalize it and you're doing it naturally. People then have expectations of you, expectations that they know really are unfounded. They don't know anything about your lifestyle, your struggles. Even if you tell some of it, no one reveals everything of themselves. Anybody that you watch on YouTube, including myself, please don't think that we are silly enough to reveal everything about our life. In fact, if you get anyone like that, that's kind of strange and abnormal. It shows some kind of issues, mentally, if people are doing that, grown folk are doing that. Even when we reveal things, and even if it's something that you would consider too personal, trust and believe me, they're not revealing every aspect of their life, unless, again, we're dealing with unbalanced people. And for myself, I'm very much so balanced, you guys. So even when I reveal, share, open up, and talk about things, trust and believe me, there is things I'm not talking about. So whenever you hear something that I'm telling or sharing, there's always more to the story. That's to be expected. I mean, anybody that's an adult would know that. So whatever I reveal, it's only a partial picture. Okay. Um, Back to the expectations. When you have lost weight, are losing weight, uh, verbalize that you want to lose weight, these expectations just come out of the woodwork. Sometimes they're irrational expectations. I mean, it's irrational to think that it's common for someone to lose in a year, 365 days, to lose 200 and something pounds like I did. That's uncommon. And because it's uncommon, that's not the rational thing to assume someone can do. Now, sure, it's been proven that you can do it, but it's not the normalcy. It's not the norm. You understand what I'm saying? Even for someone that has weight loss surgery, it's not something that you know for a fact that somebody that had weight loss surgery is going to lose in a year 200 and something pounds. Again, yes, it happens, but that's not something that you should expect to happen. However, people do. Okay. Now, I've reached a place where I am 200 and something pounds lost thus far. I am now over a year post-op. I'm about almost 14 months post-op. And I'm close towards like 218 pounds or something like that lost. And I'm still losing. But I'm doing this video because, for one, I wanted to let you know, if you're thinking about having weight loss surgery and you verbalize the fact that you want to lose weight, you're going to lose weight. And if you verbalize that you're having the surgery, because a lot of people, believe it or not, claim or proclaim that they lost weight naturally, and a lot of people have weight loss surgery because they don't want the backlash that comes along with, or the stigma that comes along with, saying that you or admitting that you had weight loss surgery. Of course, I've been one that always have said the whole time I've been on YouTube, all 3.5 years, that it doesn't matter the vehicle you use to get to the destination. What matters is that you arrive. And I say that because it's the truth. What matters is that you're living. What matters is that you're thriving. What matters is that you are becoming healthy. It doesn't matter how you got there. Doesn't matter if you did it naturally. Doesn't matter if you had weight loss surgery. It doesn't matter if you went to Jenny Craig. Doesn't matter if you counted your calories or counted your carbs. The fact remains is that you are there. The fact remains is that you are on that road to healthier you. That's what matters, or that's what should matters. But I can't tell you what to do and what you to prefer, or what you to how to change your mindset. All I can do is tell you what matters to me, and that's what I express. But you are going to get people that are going to be judgmental. You're going to get people that are going to tell you, oh, so-and-so lost this and you didn't lose this. Or so-and-so is doing better than you because you only lost in 365 days. You only lost 100 pounds, but Kiana lost 220 pounds. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to get people that are going to say these things. When you're dealing with people, that are overweight, obese, morbidly obese, super morbidly obese, like I was, you're going to get that kind of talk, but it's going to weigh you down even more. No pun intended. It's going to weigh you down even more because you're going to, because people usually, when they are in that category of obese, morbidly obese, super morbidly obese, they often are emotional eaters. And where you would think that it's just like if you have a spouse or a parent that constantly is harassing you about your weight, losing weight or whatever. That actually drives you, and psychologists and things like that will tell you that it actually drives you to eating or overeating out of emotion more than if they support you, not be an enabler, but to support you with doing something productive or positive towards your goal, or towards your changing your mindset, or towards becoming a healthier you. So it actually does the opposite. If people are thinking they're helping doing that, it actually does the opposite. What I found is people, especially adults and especially women, because we tend to be a little catty. We tend to um, have more, be more likely or inclined to have jealousy and envious emotions because we're very emotional creatures. So because of that, I found that we know that people, it will cause people to be stressed out, to want to eat more and things like that. And that's sometimes why we say it to each other. I know it sounds silly, but guess what? Nowadays, it's a lot of silly women out there. So I'm just basically preparing you as much as possible through my experiences, through my journey, and through my discoveries of what is a great possibility that may happen in your life. And surprisingly, it will be the people that you least expect it from. Okay, it's not always, the girl down the street that don't hardly know you. Sometimes it could be in your own circle. It could be in your own family. It could be even in your own home, depending on who you have around you. Okay, so this is, again, I'm just giving you a insight onto or into what can potentially happen. Now, what do you what do you do when um, what do you do when you have those people around you? Well, in order for you to get healthy, and in order for you to focus on you and to clear all of that energy, that negative energy out of your life, you're going to have to do exactly that. Clear that out. Because it's not going to better you. In fact, you're going to find it to be more of a hindrance than anything. So, unfortunately, when losing weight, you are going to have to drop the weight, but you're going to have to drop the weight of people around you as well. Depends on the quality of person. It depends on the mindset of the people that are around you. It depends on their genuine love that they have for you. And people can love you and still be negative in your life. So you're going to have to do an assessment of who you have around and be willing to, if it causes a hindrance in your growth and in your life, you're going to have to be willing to cut that loose. We have a tendency to want to hold on to things, and I'm talking about when I say we, I'm talking about women. We have a tendency to want to hold on to things. Not only does it make us feel good, but we just don't want to automatically just exit people out of our life. We don't automatically just want to cut people out of our life, you know, because we care, and we care deeply, and we like to, it makes us feel good when we think that we have people who care about us, even if it's a lie. Okay? So, you're going to have to be real with yourself. Once you cut down your circle, if they are a hindrance or a blocking stone in your life, a barrier in your life, or a barrier in your growth, your next stage, you're going to have to not worry about the quantity, but the quality of people that you have around you. That may mean that you may be a very popular person and have 200 people in your circle. But guess what? You may have to wind up cutting that down to the quality amount of people, which may only equal 4. So you go from having 200 false supporters, you understand, to having 4 true supporters. And don't get the difference, or don't get the two mixed up, because supporters do not mean enabler. Okay? Because sometimes when we love people, and when people love us, they can become an enabler, and they're not meaning to do that. That's why sometimes you watch these shows like 600 Pound Life and things like that. They don't want to kill their loved one. They don't want, if the husband is 600 pounds, they don't, or 700 or 800 pounds. The wife she doesn't have it in her head, I'm trying to kill this dude. But she is slowly helping him die out of loving him. Are you understanding? And I know that it sounds strange, but it is a strange situation because it's not a normal situation. So therefore, you thinking that it's strange, that's because you have a normal mindset. You have a normal relationship with your spouse or your loved one. So you can't fathom the thought of being that abnormal, because it is a abnormal mindset. But it is a mindset, nevertheless, that a lot of people have. Okay, so do not get the two confused. Support and enabling is 2 different things. Supporting, example of a supporter will, maybe, if they're not going to, like Chuck doesn't eat vegetables all the time. We all know that. You all know that. You understand? I've said this for years on YouTube. But he does eat salads and things like that more often than he did as a support with me, or being a supporter of me. And in turn, it's making him healthier, and it's slowly changing his mindset and his ways as well. You understand what I'm saying? So that's an example of supporting, or a supporter. An example of an enabler. An enabler will say, let's take me in for an example. I lost 200 something pounds. If, say, Chuck used to help me do something, okay? Let's say Chuck used to, maybe he would fix my breakfast in the morning. I would fix the rest of the meals, but he would fix my breakfast. Let's just use that as an example, which is not true. Let that be known. But let's just use that as an example. So, y'all all know that I do all the cooking. But, not the kind I eat. You want to eat
sausages and eggs.
Yeah, but you want to eat all that extra stuff with
cheese,
biscuits and all that. I don't eat that stuff. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that an enabler, say if we use the example that I just tried to use about if I lost 200 something pounds. Say if he did that because the cooking, the breakfast, because I really couldn't physically handle it. Okay, an enabler, after I lose 200 something pounds, would still fix breakfast, not requiring me to push myself, and not requiring me to say, to myself, hey, you are no longer that person that you used to be. You can physically do it now. Get up and do it. You understand what I'm saying? That's what an enabler would do, as far as to continue on helping you, as if you're still this person that cannot do it, or this person that physically is challenged. Do you understand what I'm saying? An enabler will continue to do it. And that's the difference between one of the examples of an enabler versus a supporter. But you're going to have to worry less about the quantity and more about the quality of people that are in your life, because they will become a hindrance if they're the wrong type of people. They will drive you closer to the fridge versus driving you away from the fridge. Whether they do it intentionally or not, it will be done. And a lot of times, as I stated before, you wouldn't believe it, but a lot of people do things intentionally to try to mess with you, because they are aware what messing with you usually does. But see, where you're going to grow and where you're going to be able to elevate yourself mentally and in your mindset, and which will trickle down into your actions, is that you're going to outsmart them, because you're going to grow beyond turning to the refrigerator just based off of emotion. So no matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter what they try to evoke inside of you, feeling wise, it won't work. But it takes a process. It's indeed a process to get to that level, to get to that point mentally within yourself. But while you're trying to reach that point, and that point varies for all of us. Some people get there quicker, some people take longer. But the point is, and the thing we should focus on is not the vehicle that you use to get to the destination. What matters above all is that you arrive. And it doesn't matter if you get to that mindset later or if you get there earlier. What matters is that you get there. And you will. But it's going to take a process. And it's going to take some key components, some key factors that you're going to have to apply in your life. It's not going to be comfortable. With real growing pains is exactly that. Pains. It's not going to be comfortable, because with growing, it's not comfortable. If you're comfortable, that means you're at a standstill and you're stunned. You're not doing anything to move forward. That's what being comfortable gets you. So if you want to grow, if you want to elevate, and if you want to expand your mind, then you're going to have to grow and deal with some issues, raw feelings that maybe you've tried to not face before. You're going to have to face some lies that you've told yourself. You're going to have to face those things. And if that means that you have to eliminate people that you thought cared about you, you're going to have to do it, because your success can depend on it. It can break and make it until you get to that point where no matter what your surroundings is, happiness, I said this once before, happiness comes from surroundings, obtaining things, but joy comes from within. So you want to get to the place that no matter what your happenings are, it doesn't dictate your happiness. So I hope this video has helped you in some way, shape, or form. I hope that it's encouraged you to actively do things that's needed to be done, whether it's painful or not, in your life, so that you can further yourself, so that you can grow, and so that you can be elevated. So I thank you for allowing me to share, and I thank you more for finding value in that of which I do. I'm wishing you all the best, and I believe in you because I believe in me. We are not that different, and I'm not that special, that things that I've done or accomplished cannot just be done by everybody. I believe in you because I believe in me. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you guys later, and be blessed.